For the next two lessons, we'll be working on the project 11A. When we talk about motion in Final Cut, we're not talking about the pictures moving inside the clip. We're talking about the motion of that clip within the frame of our sequence. It also refers to setting the clip's position, dimensions, and opacity, even if those parameters do not change. Park the playhead over the middle of this first clip. Double-click on it, and open the Motion tab. We'll start with the top section, Basic Motion. To get the hang of it, we're going to create a 4-panel split screen effect, kind of like what they use on 24 each week. And we'll do it with numbers, so the result is perfectly symmetrical, and you understand how Final Cut plots X and Y coordinates. Both the clip and our sequence frame are 720 pixels wide by 480 pixels high. So, if we want 2 rows of 2 clips, we need to reduce the scale of the clip to 50%. Do this with the scale slider, or by clicking in the scale field, entering 50, and hitting return. We now have a clip that is 360 by 240, and we want to move it to the upper right quadrant of the frame. We do this by changing the X and Y values for the center parameter. Right now, it's at 0, 0, dead center on our frame, the intersection of an invisible X and Y axis. As we know, the X-axis is left to right, and the Y-axis is up and down. Let's start with X. If the frame is 720 pixels wide and the center is 0, the leftmost point is negative 360, and the rightmost is positive 360. So let's enter 360 for the X value. That's obviously too far, because we're moving the center point and not the edge. We want to move it half as far as that. So enter 180 for the X value, and hit return. Perfect. The Y-axis is a little counterintuitive. 0 is the center, but up is negative, and down is positive. So, remembering that we're moving the center and not the edge, divide 240 by 2, and enter negative 120 for the Y value. Then hit return. It's exactly where we want it, but seeing it there, I think I'm going to want a black border between the clips, rather than have them touch each other. So reduce the scale another 2 points to 48. That one's set. Put the playhead over the next clip and double-click to open in the viewer. Final Cut loads the clip, but keeps the Motion tab open. We want this one in the upper left. Now don't worry, the math is done. We're going to use the same numbers to position the rest of the clips. We just have to get the positives and negatives in the right place. For scale, enter 48 again. Now hit Tab twice to go to the X field. Enter negative 180. Tab once for Y, and enter negative 120, and hit return. Park the playhead over the next clip, and double-click on it. Let's put it in the lower right. Scale is 48 again. X is positive 180, and Y is positive 120. Now the last one. (48), negative 180, 120, and hit return. Let's line the clips up. Hit the G key for the Edit Selection tool. Select all 4 out points. Position the playhead inside the shortest clip's boundary, and hit the E key to trim the clips. Hit A to return to the Selection tool, and hit up arrow to go to the start of the sequence. Now play it back. Not bad. Let's take it one step further. You just learned how to change a clip's motion attributes. In the next lesson, we'll use keyframes to change those attributes over time. In other words, we'll animate these clips.